In our last section, 8 of Unit 4, we'll look at measures of central tendency. All right, let's get started. Number 1. Now, for all of these, or many of them, we're going to be figuring out the mean, the median, and the mode, if any. And of course, this relates to what we've been doing in our flipped classroom video. So for this first one, you're going to add them up, and then there are 5, and let's have you do these. So when I added them up, I got a 62. There are 5 items of data divided into 62, and I get 12.4. And this X bar is the sign for the mean. Now for median, we want to put them in numerical order from lowest to highest, which it already is. And since there's 5, we're going to look at the middle term. There's 2 on this side, 2 on this side, so the middle term, that is the median. So this will be 12. And as we look, no item is repeated. So there's not one more than another, so there is no mode. Okay, let's go on. Now for number 2, we are asked to click on this icon to get the schedule of commercial carriers and the data which we're not able to view. So I'll just generate something that would be similar. So adding up all the fatalities in the chart, we got 747 over 10 years. So our average here would be 74.7. And of course, this is listed as X bar, which is the mean. Now again, if you have them lined up numerically from lowest to highest, you're going to pick out the middle. And now for the median, since there were 10 items of data and we line them up numerically, there would be 4 plus 1 is 5, 6, and 4 more would give us 10. So we take our 2 middle terms, number 5 and 6, add them together, divide by 2. This is going to be 144. Divide by 2 gives us a median. When it's even like this, 72. And then for the mode, as we looked through this, there were 2 that were 78. No other number was repeated, so our mode then would be 78. And again, I'm just making this up to give you an idea of what an example like this might be like. Now, we're going to skip number 3. That is very similar to number 2, and it doesn't have data. So we'll go on to number 4. And it says, while doing an experiment, physics students recorded the following sequences. So notice what was here. But when you see this particular reading, notice this was really off, and it may be that the student put the dot in the wrong place. More likely this should have been 2.22 is what they're saying. Now, keeping that in mind, which kind of measure of central tendency would that affect? Would that affect more the mean or the median? Think about it. And by adding this extremely large number to this, it would affect the mean, that is the average, more, because the median wouldn't change once this is put over here. Your middle reading would be in the middle. So the mean was affected more by correcting the error, not the median. All right, let's go on. Now, for number 5, we're going to take a look at the GPA here, where an A is worth 4 points, a B is 3, a C is 2, a D is 1, and F is none. So in setting this up will help you. We have 3 units of A's that are worth 4 points. We have 2 units of B's that are worth 3 points. We have 5 units of C's that are worth 2 points, and that's what we have. So keep in mind here, this is going to be 10 units altogether. But what would be then our GPA? So we're going to multiply this and get 12. Multiply this and get 6. Multiply this and get 10. Add this up now and get 28. But we're going to divide this by 10. That's the number of units he was taking or she was taking. So our GPA then is 2.8, which is like a C+. Now, as we look at example 6, this will take a little bit of time because we're asked to determine the median number of gold medals. Now, since they don't have it listed in order, our first task over here somewhere in your notebook is to list these in numerical order from lowest to highest. And there are, I guess, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So let's take a moment to do that. And to give you an idea what I'm doing is I looked for the lowest number, 2 and 2, and put a little line through it, listed, only had a 3. Then I went a 7 and then a 9. I just have to finish it up. Again, showing you a technique that you might be using. So there we have it now from lowest to highest. Now they're not asking us for the mean, but the median. So we had 10. So we're going to have 4 on this side. 4 on this side, that's 8. And then the 2 in the middle, we're going to add together, get 19, divide by 2. So this gives you 9.5 as the median. All right, not too hard, but you need to know the protocol. And again, the protocol is if it's an even number of items of data, after you put them in order, you take the 2 middle and take the average of those, and that would be the median. Now, while we're here, is there a mode? They're not asking for that, but let's ask for it. And if you said 2, that would be correct. Again, here the mode doesn't help us too much because of such a spread of the data. All right, let's go on. Now here we're asked to find the meaning of outlier and ask, does it affect the measures of central tendency? So take a moment, read these over, and see which letter and the statement would be a good definition for outlier. Now, this one is sort of interesting because C is the answer, but A describes something, B describes something, D describes something. So our next few questions will be, what does A, B, and C, and 3 different answers, describe? Put that on your papers and we'll ask. And hopefully you picked up on this. There's our median, our mean, and our mode. Now, for our last example, we're not going to do this one because it doesn't give us this data, but we'll do another one in the place of number 8. So write number 8. I'm going to go to the whiteboard and I'm going to put some data there. Let's see if I get my data. There we go. So this is a stem and leaf display. And for our last example, it's going to be a little bit tedious, but that's the way life goes, I guess. So we'd like to find the mean. We'd like to find the median. And we'd like to find the mode. Now, in a typical stem and leaf display, it's taking the first digit of our 2-digit number and putting it out here. So the second digit of that first digit number is out in this area. So we say this first column is the stem, and these are the leaf, or leaves if you want to go plural. I could recall that I thought this was biological when I first saw it, but it's just a series of words used to describe this type of display. So this number here is actually 47. This number here is 52, 56, 58. So we're going to give you some class time, and you're going to have to convert all of these to this, get a grand total, and then divide it by the number of items of data, and there are 30. Then once you do that, and again it's laid out nicely, what will be the median, and then what would be the mode? Again, in this arrangement, the median mode are very easy to pick out. What is a little challenging is the mean. So if you'd like, get a total of, let's say, these 3 rows, this row, and these 3 rows, and then add them all together and see what you come up with. I've done this already, so I know what I have, and we'll work on the others. Okay, let's pause. All right, now for the mean, I got 2,250 that I'm going to divide now by 30. And I get my mean is 75. Now, by the way, where is 75 in this display? Well, actually it would be right here, but there is no 75 being shown. But that's what the mean is. So you get an idea the center part of our data is right about there. Here, I'll put a little dot there. Now, what is the median? Well, we said there were 30. So we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So our median is going to be between these two numbers, which is 76 and 78. Add those two together, divide by 2. Can you see our median is going to be 77? Ah. Now, when we look for our mode, which value is used the most time? Well, it's right here. There are 4 78s, so our mode is 78. Okay, well, hopefully all of this has been helpful. You're going to be doing your homework. You'll have a Unit 4 test, and then we'll go into a review mode for the final. And good luck to everyone.